You got your agua, you got your cocktail. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Santera scopes for May. I am so happy to finally have the energy to bring the reading, to share the reading, to ready my body for the downloads, right? I got my water, I got my cafecito on deck. We're gonna be here a minute. This lighting is not good because this is the production studio. How do I look? How can you see me? On my YouTube, it doesn't look too good. The light is not that great. Bueno, let's keep it pushing. So welcome everyone. So this is your Santera scopes for May. And it is also your flower moon reading. And the reason why I chose today to be the day is because Spirit is the one that decides when my body is ready to receive the downloads, when it's the right time. And so I'm very intentional about the spirit work that I do and when I do, and I like to pay attention to when Spirit is ready to give me messages. So let's get into it. Our first, because this is the moon in Scorpio, we are starting with Scorpio. And so, Scorpio, your card is alchemy. Your card is alchemy, and your card is also the Nine of Wands. Every sign in the horoscope is going to get 2 readings today, just so that we can supplement and see what we need, because I've been feeling, it's already getting warm. I've been feeling that we need a little bit extra. So that's why Spirit was like, it's 2 decks today. Let's do 2 decks and see what's coming up. So alchemy, the frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability, your magical ability, and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemists to perform the miracles of transmutation. Interestingly enough, right now I'm reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Spirit called me to revisit it. I've read it many, many times. I own many, many copies. And so I love that this is the card that opens the reading for May. And so I always like to say that even when I am reading for a specific sign, know where that sign lives in your house, in your natal chart. And if you haven't done that, really look into it. I've been wanting to record a video about that. And one day when I have some time, I will give you a natal chart for dummies so that you can kind of figure out, well, not for dummies, for new learners, for lovers of, the spirit world, where we can go through it together. Maybe this week, if I have some time, I'll do that and use my natal chart as a sample, because I actually just found it the other day. So alchemy, Scorpio, you're an alchemist. You have magic. You have things that you've been holding inside that the time is now to connect to. And, this idea of miracles of transmutation, you have died and given birth to yourself many times. You have transmutated many times. You have access to ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge. And what does that mean? That means that there is work that you can be doing spiritually to connect more, to be more in alignment with the life calling. And so you've been getting messages in your dreams. You've been hearing messages. You've been getting signs. They feel like, oh, that's a coincidence. Oh, that's kind of weird. No, those are messages. The spirit world is trying to connect to you and tell you that you have magic and that it's time to connect to it, right? And so the Nine of Wands, right, is saying that there's a battle. There's a conflict. You're being called to learn from the past, to learn from your mistakes, to let down your guard, Scorpio, to let down, to surrender. Know that there are spirit guides, there are guardian angels who are battling for you, who stay battling for you, who have been battling for you. And so the Nine of Wands speaks to you being very worried, being exhausted. You're very close to achieving the thing. And now is the time to really move toward it with all of your strength, with all of your might, right? You've been hurt, you've had some setbacks, you've had some disappointments, but this is the flower moon, right? So in the month of May, this is the time to surrender all of that and remember that you have access to a strength, to gifts that are yours. And now is the time to manifest, to activate, to vibrate on that alchemical level, that plane. That's where you are. That's what you need to connect to. So whatever has you worried, let's surrender it and know that you're close. All right? Folks, when family comes in to the IG live, can you let them know what scope we're in? That way they can follow along and know what we got going on. All right. Let's keep it pushing, family. Let's keep it pushing. So we open with Scorpio, which is wonderful because this is the Scorpio moon. And so all of the messages that we're hearing about Scorpio, being connecting to alchemy, right? Turning metal to gold, looking at all of the things, all of the shit you've been through, all of the obstacles, all of the trials, all of the tests, all of the people you've met, all of the people that have shown up, all of that has happened to teach you a lesson and are a very big part of your destiny. Destiny is the theme of this reading. Destiny. The messages that I am pulling today, that I am receiving downloads, are connected to your destiny. So hold that word close. And let's get into Sagittarius. You ready, Sag? Sagittarius, your messages are regarding romantic love. And you got the Devil card. So let's get into it. Romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with the reflection of a conscious lover. I'm going to repeat that. The frequency of romantic love supports your journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with the reflection of a conscious lover. This is not a message saying this person is rolling up to complete you, Sag. This person is not showing up to save you. This person is not showing up to give you anything that you don't already possess. This person who is meant to show up is to help you rise, ascend, climb higher. This person who is showing up is already whole and complete. And so, Sag, are you whole and complete? Are you there? Have you done that work on your journey to get to that sense of wholeness and completeness? That is not a judgment. That is, let's reflect. Let's take inventory, Sag. Where are you when it comes to romantic love? Where are you when it comes to self-love? I love the last line about, this romantic love supports your journey and is a reflection of a conscious lover. That to me speaks to someone who is knowing. Someone who is knowing, someone who has done the work, someone who has been through some shit and sees you, not coming into the relationship to be punished for your past or for you to, punish them for your past and then punish you for theirs. This person, what they're bringing is something very equal. There is something that matches. someone who is your mate, and you are either living that experience, that romantic love is either solid right now, or you're working to get to that place, or the person is getting ready for you. So are you getting ready? Right? And that's the question. Hold that question, because you got the devil card, Sag, as a supplement. So I've been saying that all of the readings that I'm doing today, every single message that comes up is a message for all of us. We can take a little bit of every single message that comes for every horoscope, because this is about our destiny, and this is a collective reading, right? This is not one individual. This is all of us. And so the devil card. The devil card represents addiction, depression, mental health issues, secrecy, obsession, dependency, hopelessness, powerlessness, abuse, violence. Yes, I will share the link. I will share the link. I'll be posting it on YouTube. Mwah. Happy Mother's Day. The devil. So we got this beautiful card vibrating high, right? High hopes. We're feeling all the love, but then we're being called to look at how the devil shows up. This is not a card to fear, right? This is a card to just show us, where have you been trapped? Where have you been stuck? Are you living in the past? Are you holding on to an illusion? You know, this card right here is about you no longer tolerating the bullshit, the nonsense, the lies, the abuse, the toxic, right? Right here, the devil's showing up to let you know you have options. You have options. Your options are open. And so the devil just shows up to say, let's take a look at the things that are hurting you right now. What is hurting you? And as I'm hearing the devil is here for you, Sad, you know, I'm also feeling that we are in a time that's incredibly challenging right now. This quarantine is not easy. This is a very hard time. There's a lot of grief. There's a lot of loss. There's a lot of trauma. There is a lot of abuse, because there are a lot of people who are feeling powerless right now. When you're out of a job and you're not making money, and then you're at home with a lot of kids, and you don't know how to fucking provide, that stress is real. And then addiction shows up. How do some of us self-soothe? Some of us are using food. Some of us use alcohol. Some of us are violent and abusive. And so the devil is showing up to bring our attention to that which is causing us pain right now, so that we can get ready and do the work. And really, when we talk about, when people say, you know, stay woke, or I am woke, or be woke, or you know, live at this level of consciousness, what they're just saying is that you have a sense of awareness. Because consciousness feels a little fucking flight, like I'm better than. No, having a sense of consciousness is a knowing. Is a knowing that, okay, this area of my life is not what I need or where I should be. It doesn't feel good for me, and it does not feel good for those around me. How can I be a better version of me? That's the message that the devil's bringing, Sag. How can you be the best version of you right now? And how can you stop blaming others for the shit that goes wrong in your life? When will you take responsibility and hold yourself accountable for the shit that goes wrong in your life? Because we can't expect all this romantic love and all of this beautiful, all this reflection of amazingness when we're not feeling completely amazing, right? Breathe. Let's take a sip, shall we? Because that's a lot. You're letting go of being secretive. You're letting go of being obsessive. You're being mindful about how you treat people and not being manipulative. You're surrendering all of those things that don't serve you: jealousy, abuse, anger, resentment, rencor, lo que sea, right? The criticism, the judgments, the old narrative, right? You're getting ready, because this is what we're ready for. We're raising our frequency. You are on a journey to wholeness and completeness. And so that requires doing some digging, sifting through the shit, and rising from the ashes, right? Yes, yes. Capricorn. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? Capricorn. You got the card dynamic. Dynamic. And you also got the Fool card. Eshu. Ma fede fune legua. I love elegua. Those who know me know me. Dynamic. Capricorn, you are dynamic this month. You are vibrating on this frequency of being dynamic. So hold that, Capricorn. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, with grace, and with great joy. So you are moving in and out of layers. You, Capricorn, right now are doing the work. You are doing the work. You are sitting with the shit that has not been working well for you, and you're trying new things. You're not afraid. You're not afraid to fuck up. You're not afraid to fail. You're not afraid to look stupid, because you're dynamic. So you're saying, okay, this practice isn't working for me. I'm going to try this. I'm not really fucking with that. I'm going to go here. And so spirit is like, you're dynamic for all those reasons. You are putting together a reality for yourself that comes from things that are familiar and unfamiliar. You are connecting to a spirit world that is your legacy, that is your inheritance, that is, comes from, it's ancestral, it's ancestral, and it's root work, it's herbal work. You're really playing with the elements. So you're doing a lot of spiritual practice with fire. Like you are literally taking to flame the old toxic shit. You're writing things out, like under this moon, under all the moons, you're saying this no longer serves me, this person no longer serves me, and you're no longer keeping it in your house. You go into your kitchen sink, you're making sure you got a glass of water, you're lighting that piece of paper up with all the shit that no longer serves you, with all of the people you no longer need in your life, with all of the beliefs that no longer serve you, and you're fucking taking a lighter and you're lighting it up and you're holding it and you're letting it burn till it gets close to your fingers, and you're putting it in a bowl, in an olla, a deep olla, so it doesn't light shit on fire. And then you're just letting it drop, and you're letting it turn to ash. You're letting that turn to, are you all back? I just want to make sure you're all back. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Somebody let me know you can hear me. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me on IG? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You can hear me? Okay. So what I was saying was, take that sheet, put it in a pan, burn it, watch it turn to ash, and surrender it. I'm done with this. I'm letting go of it. I'm done with this. And then take that ash and flush it down the toilet. Be done. Be done. Let it go, Capricorn, because it doesn't serve you, right? Because Eshu, the Fool card, the Fool, he is the messenger. Elegua in the pantheon, in the Yoruba pantheon of Orisha, is the youngest and the one who eats first. Elegua is the one that opens and closes doors to your path. So if something is not for your highest good, doesn't serve you, he's going to shut it all the way down. And if it's meant for you, he's going to open it all the way, right? He is the Orisha of manifestation, And he will fuck with you. He will fuck with you. He will test you. He will test you. You know, sometimes you'll be doing the work and he will shut it down. He will throw a pebble in the and make you trip, because he's a trickster in that way. He's a trickster in that way. And so he wants to know how badly you really want it, how committed you really are to the thing you say you want right now. And so the Fool card is innocence, it's freedom, it's playfulness, it's originality. It can be careless. So being mindful of that, it's spontaneity. We're being mindful of lacking commitment. Because right here, when I say that El Egua is a trickster, he's like, let me see. Let me see if this person really, really wants what they say they want. You are on the verge of something incredible right now. And it doesn't feel that way, right? Because some of you may be feeling, many of us are feeling trapped. We're feeling stuck. We're worried. We feel uncertain. There's a lot of fear. But this, El Egua issue, the Fool, is about an adventure. Something exciting is coming. You are going to be going on an adventure. You are going to be leaving your house. You are going to be traveling. You are going to be doing things you've never done before, but you're being very mindful. You're watching before you leap, but you're leaping because you're ready, because you're dynamic. So you're moving with ease, with grace, and with great joy. Beautiful message for you. Stay with it. Don't give up. Right now is not the time to quit. Right now is not the time to give up on the dream. Right now is to move. It's moving forward. It's connected. If something isn't working in your life, a practice, a ritual, a discipline, then you're being called to do something else, because the doors are open for you right now. There's a lot of blessings for you right now, Capricorn. Aquarius. My mother is an Aquarius. Happy Mother's Day to my beautiful mother. Your message, Aquarius, is realization, and also the 7 of chalices or 7 of cups. Realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in this world. I'm going to repeat that, Aquarius. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of your heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming your highest expression in this world. Aquarius, you were not born to play small. You are not meant to be mediocre. You are massive. You are huge. You are talented. You are gifted. You are brilliant. You are a magnet. You are a magnet. Un imán. Un imán. And everything that you desire has the potential to be realized. There's nothing that you can't make happen. There is nothing. You're being called to be aware of a heart-centered truth, right? What have you put on hold? What have you said no to? Where have you said it's too late for me? I can't do this. I'm too old. Other people are doing it. I don't have the skills. Because the thing is, Aquarius, you were born with it. You don't need the degrees. You don't need the workshops. All of that is wonderful. You can read some things, but you were born with gifts, and you are meant to realize the greatest aspects of yourself, to be the highest expression of yourself in this world. And so the time is now. The time is now, because the seven of cups is saying that you have lots of options open. You have lots of options open. You're a dreamer. You procrastinate. There's a lot of ideas that come up for you. You have a lot. There's a lot that you want to do, but you don't know where to start, and you don't finish what you start. And so you live in this illusion, and then you feel like it's too late because I haven't taken the step. You're being called right now to take the step, because the moment you take the step, all the universe will conspire in helping you to achieve it. Thank you, Paulo Coelho and the Alchemist. Everything that you do, when you want something badly enough, all of the universe will conspire in helping you achieve it. That is universal law. And yes, obstacles will come up. Any of you who have read The Alchemist know Santiago went through shit, yo. Santiago got robbed. He lost all his sheep. He lost his boo. He left his family. He was this young boy trying to get to Egypt, trying to get to the pyramids, trying to live his best life. And listen, Linda, shit was not easy. But we still must take the journey. You are on a journey, and it may feel like it's a dream that can't be realized. But Spirit, Egun, the Orishas, our guides are saying, no. You have a lot of possibilities right now. And you might be feeling overwhelmed and not knowing where to begin. Just pick one thing and stay with it. Pick one thing for the rest of the month of May and do a little bit at a time until May 31st. And let's see what happens. Email me, DM me, text me if you know me. I want to know what I want to know how the universe conspires in helping you achieve the thing. Because the 7 of Cups is saying there's a lot. There's a lot. You're being blessed with a lot right now. Aquarius, take the steps. Don't be afraid. It's not a fantasy. It's meant to be yours. You are being called to move towards your destiny. You are destined to realize that thing that is the highest expression of you. So please move toward it. Gift us with that. We need you right now, Aquarius. We need you. For real. Let us breathe. Let us breathe. That was beautiful. As we move to Pisces. Pisces. Pisces, your cards are prosperity and the 7 of Swords. Let me show my people over here. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. I love the word prosperous. I am prosperous. That's a meditation that I used to say a lot. I used to sing it. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. I am prosperous. And I would chant it and affirm it to remind myself that no matter in the moments where I am broke, I am prosperous and I am abundant and I lack nothing. And so for you, Pisces, you are prosperous. You are prosperity. Right now, in every area of your life, your body, your mind, your heart and soul, your spirit is full. You are full. You lack nothing. So you're invited to enjoy yourself, to celebrate all of the ways that you are prosperous, to give thanks for every single blessing that you receive right now. And more is coming because the universe is providing for you riches. You are abundant. And so you're celebrating. This message about prosperity is saying, vamos a celebrar Pisces, because you know what it is to lose, to lack, to not have, to go without. And so right now is a time of prosperity. Yes. The Seven of Swords is about hope. So where you are prosperous, there's a part of you that's worried. There's a part of you that doesn't believe it, Pisces. There's a part of you that's just like, this is a bunch of bullshit. I don't believe it. I don't believe I deserve it. I don't believe I'm worthy of it. I don't have it. What is Spirit talking about? Because the Seven of Swords is about astuteness and trickery and deceit and bad faith. So it's about lying and scheming and manipulating and wearing a mask and thinking you're getting away with shit. It speaks to lacking courage, being daring, having no fight in you, Pisces. Here you're getting a message saying that we need to vibrate here. But here we're saying this is the mask that we need to completely shatter and get rid of, Pisces, in order to get here, in order to know this. You're being called to be very courageous right now. You're being called to surrender mental manipulation. Stop trying to think you running a game on somebody, Pisces. You're manipulating no one. When you try to play someone, who you're really playing is yourself. You're being called on your bullshit. You're being called on your bullshit. Oof. I felt that in my chest. Courage. If you haven't seen The Wizard of Oz, or the Oz, with Diana Ross, pick one. You're being called to have courage, to have fight. I've been meditating a lot this morning on what it is to have fight in you, because in my personal life, fight represents a lot of different things, like having to fight for shit, having to fight for visibility, having to fight for my femininity, having to fight for my queerness, having to fight for my blackness, like the fight, constantly fighting. And so there's that. And then there is having a fight, like fighting for something, believing in something, trusting in something, trusting yourself. Because when we talk about being prosperous and being blessed and the universe providing, we don't have to trick anybody. We don't have to manipulate. We don't have to what's the word I'm looking for? We don't have to be sneaky and mean, condescending. Pisces, you're being called to shift your energy, from the Seven of Swords, from this underhanded play card you're playing right now, to raising your consciousness to get here, to knowing that there are things that you can't control, and that your manipulation is not going to get you what you want. It's not going to get you what you desire. It's shifting your thoughts, Pisces. What are your thoughts? What do you believe you deserve? And how are you co-creating with the universe to have it? How are you co-creating with the universe to have everything that you say you want? Because you will get away with nothing. You can't say one thing and then be thinking another. But trust that the universe always got you, no matter what. No matter what. So you're being really mindful about your thoughts, your behaviors, and your actions, Pisces. Remember, we're doing this reading, and I know Pisces sits in a lot of people's chart. I know Pisces sits in my chart, so these all of this these readings that we're getting today, this download that we're receiving today, is to call our attention to where we might be lacking something, where we might need to do a little bit more work, a little bit more introspection, and really send some love to it. It's not to beat us up. Being called out on our shit is never to beat us up. It is about our healing and how can we be better. That's all, fam. Don't hate me. Our next sign is the Aries. The Aries. Aries, Aries. Your cards are the third eye chakra and the Page of Wands. Third eye chakra and the Page of Wands. The third eye chakra. The third eye. The frequency of the third eye chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. Aries. What messages have you been receiving? What's been showing up for you in your dreams, Aries? There's an inner knowing. There's something you know. You no longer have to seek validation. You no longer need to ask for anyone's permission. You don't need anyone's permission to move toward the thing. You have an inner knowing and your own psychic gifts. Your imagination is vast. Your dreams are massive. Like, you've been traveling the world in your dreams. And so listen to what your intuition is saying and how it's guiding you. You're being guided to create, to build, to move towards. And so the third eye chakra showing up for you is saying, oh, let's move forward. Move forward with, I don't want to use the word fearless because a lot of people don't like that word fearless. Move with determination. Move with excitement. Move with joy, with enthusiasm, with hunger, with passion, with purpose, with intention. Connect to your third eye. If you don't work with the chakras, and I'm learning about the chakras now, you're being called to do some work with the chakras. How can you connect to those intuitive gifts? It is about listening. It's about being still. It's about bringing your attention and your awareness to the third eye, right? So if you're closing your eyes and you're visualizing a color, and let's pick indigo, and you're going in, you're getting quiet, you're getting still, because this message is coming up for you. Spirit is saying it's time for you to listen. You've tried it your way. Now it's time for you to listen. Listen to what Spirit has been trying to download to you forever, for decades. Now is the time, and you got so much time, right? We have so much time. And I know what it is where we want to just binge watch, Love and Hip Hop. I have no shame in admitting that. Or Empire, or fucking Marie Kondo, whatever. Because I binge all kinds of random ass shit. And but I also know that there's a time to get quiet. Because when I get quiet, that's when the inspiration comes. That's when all the ideas come for the books, for the stories, for the songs, for the meditation, for the workshops I facilitate, right? And so connect. You're connecting right now, Aries, to the third eye, and you're listening, because the Page of Wands is about good news. Letters, emails. There's something playful about you right now. this message, the Page of Wands, is about being a free thinker, open mind, being on a journey to find your passion. Like there's a determination now and a hunger. Like I think that a lot of people are confused about what purpose and passion means. You know, a lot of people feel bad and get down on themselves because they're like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like discovering your passion, and how can you help me? It's the thing that you have always known, but the narrative, the people in your life, those who have told you that you can't be, that you can't do, their words have paralyzed you and forced you to believe that you don't deserve it. But the truth is, your passion, that passion that you're trying to find you, has been saying, I'm right here, motherfucker, I'm right here. Like, listen to what I'm saying. I am here. I've always been here. I got you. Connect to me. Know that the moment that you recognize and see it, the magic is going to happen. It's going to unfold, because good news is on its way. For you, Aries, good news is on its way. You have a lot of ideas coming up if you connect. And connecting is, you can sit in a chair and listen to your intuition. You can practice yoga, whatever, play some music and just listen. Just listen to the words of an album, play some Ella Fitzgerald, whatever. The messages, the downloads will begin to come. So you're being called to not rush into anything, but just be still and wait for it to arrive, because there are exciting things coming for you, Aries. So yes, motherfucker, I'm right here. It's what it is, Catherine. It's what it is. Listen, Spirit is not playing games. They're like, what is happening? Come on. We moving. We can no longer afford to be stuck, because the universe needs what we have. You have very special gifts, all of us, all of the signs. And we don't have to worry about what other people are doing. How many love songs are there? Imagine if Ella decided, I'm not going to write another love song because Billy did it, Lou did it. Like, no, we have our own way of doing it. Alicia Keys did it, or, John Legend did it. No, we can do it. How many books on writing are there? How many memoirs are there? We possess very specific gifts, and it is time to bless the world with it. It's time to answer the call and stop fucking around for real. Our next sign, we're moving into Taurus. Taurus, a change is coming. Change and the Queen of Wands. Change and the Queen of Wands. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever-changing nature of reality, both inward and outward, so that we can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. Maferefun o yayansa. We're being really challenged, yo. You in particular right now, Taurus, are going through it. You're going through it because this change can be a lot, because you like to have control. You like to know what is what. You like to know where you're headed. You like to be ahead of this. You're not feeling. You're not feeling being forced to surrender, being forced to release and surrender control, Taurus, because you want to be like out, being home. That's not for you. But being open to change and vibrating on this frequency, but vibrating with this frequency, with it, moving with the change, moving with the cycles, allowing for it to like wash over you. Taurus is the message. That's the download. Like, you're being called to move with grace, dance with grace, be open to how this is all changing and shifting in your favor. There's nothing happening to you that is not for you. The change that has happened, slow it down, spirit. The ADD in me will move very fast. There's been so much loss. There's been so much death, Taurus. You've been feeling so much, and it's been making you angry, and you want to do something, but you don't know what to do, and it's hard for you to accept some things. But what you're being called to understand and honor is that shit changes all the time. It's constantly changing. After this moment, we will never be the same. And a lot of people are talking right now about how they just want to go back to what's normal, go back to, that's done. That is dead. Who we were before March 13th, 2020, it's a wrap, because we are being forced, whether we like it or not, to change, Taurus, period. Taurus, this is you're really being taken to task right now, because you're being called to really recognize and honor the cycles of life, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth. She's going to come in and swoop in, and with her hurricane and tornado, take all the shit out, period. You don't have to like it, but it is what it is. And so how can we move with grace and just say, you know what? I don't like it, but I know I have to accept it. And I'm going to try to trust that all this shit is happening for my greatest good. It's in my favor. Like it's happening for me. I'm being called to change, to shift. And so how could I create something beautiful during this time, Taurus? Because going back to the old is not going to serve you. It wasn't serving you before. So what can you do now? What can you do today? What can you do for the rest of the month of May to create something beautiful, right? Something sustaining. Because here we go with the Queen of Wands, yo. You are energetic, passionate, independent, and confident. You're being called to be optimistic and to rise above this chaos and this crazy, because this is a message of fertility and giving birth. You got a lot of shit up in the air, a lot of things that you think you need to do and handle. And Spirit is saying, no, there's something more important for you to focus on. What you think you're supposed to be doing is not the thing. You're being called to pick something to give birth to. You're organizing your life. You're being open to change. You're taking charge. You're moving forward. You're starting that podcast. You're starting that blog. You're starting that business. Business is still moving. Don't think for a moment, because we're in quarantine, people are not giving out loans and people are not opening up, working on their startups, building their websites. This is the time to do it. Put all of your passion, because you're so controlling, control what you can control. Get your life, Taurus. Get your life in the most loving way possible. Get your life. Because beautiful things are coming for you when you honor the cycles and just allow what needs to go to go. That's it. Where we at? Gemini. Oh, my Geminis. I'm surrounded by Geminis. All my Geminis. Gemini. Synergy. And the 5 of chalices, the 5 of cups. By the way, I haven't introduced that I'm using 2 decks, right? I said that I was using this geometrical shapes and, this frequency deck, and then my Afro-Brazilian tarot deck. So synergy and the Five of Cups. Synergy. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, new ways of working, new ways of thinking, new ways of relating, new ways of loving, and new ways of being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Gemini, you are right now in a moment of mourning. Right now you are in a moment of grief. Right now you are in a moment of sadness and worry. And it makes sense, right? You're being called to connect to a frequency of synergy and get to a place of acceptance. And that can be challenging, Gemini, because you feel a lot of things, right? Your dual personality, your twin personality has a hard time sometimes accepting shit as it is. You're being called right now to create new ways, and that is challenging because you have a way you've always been, Gemini. Like, this is who I am, and this is what it is, and I don't need to shift and change because this is who I am and this is who I've always been, and they're gonna like me, love me or leave me. You're not gonna be the same after this, Gemini. Synergy means that you are connecting to source in very powerful ways. And so if you're struggling spiritually to find your way back to spirit because you question spirit, because religion has fucked you up from your childhood to present day, whatever faith you were born into or spoon fed, you're being called to create your own practice. You're being called to shift, to find new ways of functioning, of working, of thinking, of relating, of loving, of being in every area of your life. And you don't have to do it all at once, right? So if right now, think about what it is you need right now, energetically. What do you need right now? Do you need for your body to be strong? And so you are incorporating a new practice. Do you need for your mental health to be the primary focus right now? Do you need to focus on your finances, like how to make some money right now during this era of quarantine, and you're not sure because nobody's hiring and you've been looking for work and you're having a real tough time right now and you just don't believe and you're questioning everything and you're going through it and you're fucking angry at your mother, your father, your past, the pastor. Breathe, Gemini, because you literally carry the weight of the world on your shoulder. You want to help everyone. You feel like you need to know everything. The only thing that you need right now is to connect to yourself, to find new ways of loving yourself, to find new ways of being alone with yourself, to shift your thoughts, to allow yourself to be open, right? Because you are giving birth to a new reality right now, and birth can be painful. That shit ain't sweet. It could be an ugly ass birth. The Five of Cups is just it's going to shut me down on IG. So if it logs off, I'll come back in. You know what? I'm going to log off and come back in so that it's not interrupting me in mid-flow. So let me tune out of this and then we'll do it again. Hey, family, we'll come back. Let's take a pause. Let's take a sip. What up, family? Hugging y'all. We're still with Gemini. Waiting for a few more people to join us. Let's continue. Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups, Gemini, is all about sadness, grief, abandonment, trauma, mourning, isolation, loneliness, emotional baggage. We talked about all that you're holding right now, all that you're feeling. You're feeling incredibly disappointed. You're so disappointed in people. You're angry. You're not even sure how to process that anger and rage that you're feeling, or who to even place the blame on anymore, right? You're so angry, you just don't know. And use this time of mourning, this time of isolation and loneliness and sadness, to find those new ways of being, right? Because it can be very dark and it can be very scary. And so right now, it's going to be very important for you to fill yourself, Gemini. How can you OD rather than turn to addiction, alcohol, drugs, whatever, whatever it is that you feel, you believe you need to help you through these times? No judgment. Because, I take a drink, smoke your little smoke, whatever. Do you? What good things can you put in your body during this time? Because you don't need to beat yourself up anymore. You're not beating yourself up anymore. You're not punishing yourself up for the ways you fucked up, or the ways they betrayed you, and the mistakes that you made, or the time that you believe you wasted. No, Gemini, you are reinventing yourself right now. So it may feel like shit is not going your way. You are giving birth to something beautiful. You are giving birth to yourself. You're giving birth to a new version of you. You are giving birth to yourself. So yes, you are mourning. You are in mourning of the old you to give birth to the new you. And that new you is going to be beautiful and vibrant and just amazing, for real. So connect to that. Connect to this new reality that you're giving birth to, because that's what you're going to need right now, Gemini, to move forward. So let's try to shift from all of, that sadness and find our own light. I know it's easier said than done, but it takes practice. I don't have all the fucking answers, but I know, you know what? I'm going to get myself some singing bowls. I'm going to put my ass on that yoga mat. I'm going to play some good music. I'm going to let Ella fill the house. I'm going to walk around chanting like a madwoman all the affirmations that remind me of who the fuck I am. I'm going to write a prayer to my daughter so I stop worrying about her out in these streets, right? And so we've got to put our effort. Gemini, you've got to make moves right now, because nothing is going to happen. Nothing's going to happen just like that without your effort. Co-create with the universe. Find your way to that connection, whatever that means for you. I love my Geminis. I love you all, but my daughter's a Gemini. All right. Let's keep it pushing, because I believe that it's Cancer. Let's get it. Thank you for the Mother's Day love. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas and to our ancestors who are always with us. Cancer. Your messages are about the divine feminine and also from the 10 of swords. The divine feminine and the 10 of swords. The frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. It's interesting because this morning I did a reading for Mother's Day, and the card that came up was the divine. I have it here still. The divine masculine for all the ladies. And when I saw it, it didn't surprise me because how many of us have been forced to be super masculine, super aggressive, super something, because the world that we live in, the societies that we live in, push us to be that, whether it's the way we compete, whether it's the way that we move, whether it's the way we create, the way we seek out some things. And so that's no shade. I believe that we all walk with this, this balance of the masculine and feminine, right? And so there's a time and a place. I think that there is room for anger. I think that it's all right to be angry. I believe that it's all right to express rage and disagree and say what the fuck you feel at any given moment, to be strong, to be confident. I believe in all of that. But I also love the idea of you connecting more to the divine feminine. Not everything is a fight. It's okay to be one with your spirit and be softer and gentler and more nurturing with yourself, because this is not about the world. This is about you, Cancer. This is about how you are being gentle with yourself, not fighting yourself, not holding yourself to crazy standards and comparing yourself to anyone else. You understand, connecting to the divine feminine, that you are connected to all things. I had to uncross my legs. I just realized that they were crossed. And I don't need to have my legs because I want us to receive all of this divine feminine, all of that, all of what we give birth to. And for my men out there and for my non-gender conforming, we have a little bit of everything, right? And so for me, this divine feminine is connected to all that is, right? We create. The divine feminine is about creating, giving birth to all that is. And so here you are expressing yourself unapologetically, Cancer. You are expressing yourself and you are allowing yourself to be soft. You are allowing yourself to be open to others. You are allowing yourself to be more trusting, to not feel that women are your enemy or some men are your enemy. You are surrendering. You are surrendering all that shit that has been holding you back, that's been keeping you from really achieving the thing that you want, the thing that you deserve. You are expressing yourself honestly right now. And you are vibrating with this divine femininity because you're walking in the world like the beast that you are. And that beast is beautiful. Beautiful in all her softness, in all her lovely. And so, yes, Cancer, this month you are honoring the divine feminine in you. All of you, all of us. Because we also have the 10 of Swords. So why we need a little bit of the divine feminine? Because the 10 of Swords speaks to you really believing that motherfucker out here to get you. You are on the verge of a breakdown, of a nervous breakdown. Cancer, you are on the verge of a nervous breakdown. You are bitter. You are miserable. You are disappointed. You are angry. Justifiably, rightfully so. Nobody's saying you have no right to be angry, but you are feeling these things. You are complaining. You believe people are your enemy. You believe people are out to get you. You have played the martyr. You have played the victim. You have attacked people. You listen. You've allowed yourself to live in drama. 10 of Swords just fucking cutting at you and cutting at you and cutting at you and cutting at you and cutting at you. You're killing yourself right now. And that's not a bad thing, because as someone who has had a nervous breakdown, I understood during that time that breakdown got me to my breakthrough. So whatever it is that you're experiencing and torturing yourself with right now, Cancer, you're connecting to your divine feminine. You are finding your way back to you. You are finding your way back to loving you. You are finding your way back to healing you. And so now you are definitely upping your ante. You are upping your practice, your spiritual practice. You are lighting more candles now than ever, more incense. You're doing more work with crystals. You're playing more, singing bowls. You're doing yoga. You're doing everything that you need to right now. You're feeding yourself goodness. You're reading beautiful text. You're avoiding gossip. You're avoiding haters. You're avoiding bitterness and drama, because you are giving birth to yourself. You are giving birth to yourself, to the beauty that is you, to the real work that you're here to do. You're not here to sit in that darkness, right? You're not going to allow the 10 of Swords to take you out, because the divine feminine got you. And you are divine and you are beautiful. And there is no one attacking you. There is no one attacking you. You are your worst enemy. But now it's time to bring love. Love is the answer for you right now, Cancer. And I know that feels like, I know many of you out there saying, fuck you. That's cool. That's spirit. Spirit is saying love is going to get you out of this. And so, I'm sending you mad love, because I know these are some rough ass times. I know that to be true. Yes, yes. Let's go with my Leos. Leos. Perception. And the 9 of Swords. Leo, you right there with Cancer, yo. Let's go. Let me see how long this phone has before it dies. I can't even see. Shit, I'm gonna have to charge this. Hang on. Let me see. Oh, let me connect it to my. Sorry, all of my producers, my entire team, are doing a really shitty job at. Damn, Catherine. Cancer, Sun, and Leo rising. All right, let's get it. At making sure all my shit is charged. I'm gonna fire that team. Hang on, fam. Let's connect that. Let's connect that. It might come up, it's going to be a little sideways because I need to connect it. So we adjusting. All right. Because I think I needed a little stretch before we get into Leo. As a Leo, I'm Leo, Catherine. I got a nerve. Leo. Perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Leo, we swear we know it all. We know it all. We are also very controlling. Sometimes it is not easy for us to step out of our comfort zones. Sometimes it is hard for us to accept what is real. And so we are being called to really focus on and work on our perception, not what we think a thing is, but what it actually is. We are being called to take a step back, to take a seat, to take a breath, to chill, to not believe we have all the answers, so that we can move forward with some clarity, with some peace, right? Perception is everything. How we perceive the world, how we perceive our experiences, how we perceive what is. Not what we want it to be, not what we dreamt it to be, this ideal thing, what's actually happening, right? So like even connecting to perception right now in terms of this quarantine, this experience. What do we perceive? How are we perceiving this experience? Are we seeing it as, oh, we don't get to go out and we don't get to see our friends, and this sucks, and we just want to be able to go to a bar, we want to be able to go dancing, and how do we perceive this experience? Do we perceive it as something that's punishing us? Or are we saying, this is a time where we've been called to be with our family, to connect to the people we love, to actually incorporate healthy practices and create something amazing? How can we take a look at this experience and perceive it for what it is? This could be a blessing. And I'm not saying that all of the loss and all of the grief and all of the pain that we're experiencing, that is very real. That is very real. But in terms of the flip to that, there is something very beautiful about this experience, about this time, about those of us who know that we are here to create art and create work, and those of us who are the healers. Like, one of the things that I've been feeling deeply is that I have to protect myself spiritually, because I know that after this, a lot of people are going to need the gifts that I possess. A lot of people are going to need you, Leo. At the end of this, people are going to call. You're going to be booked and busy, baby. You're going to be booked and busy. You're going to be called to give talks. You're going to be called to give workshops. You're going to be called to come into people's houses and cleanse their spaces. You're going to be called, to help people to see things for what it is and be a rock for certain people. And so that's why it's going to be very important for you to do some very deep introspection during this time, Leo. Because the 9 of Swords is pointing you. Well, Mafere Fun Ogun. Let's start from that place. Mafere Fun Ogun. Because the 9 of Swords, these are Ogun's tools. All of the swords and, that tool. I forget the name of it. But the 9 of Swords is about mourning, crisis, pain, and separation. Leo, you like to heal the world. You want to save everybody. You are nosy. You are in everybody's business. I know. As a Leo, I know what it is. Right now, you're going through your own shit. Right now, you're experiencing a lot of anxiety and fear and negativity. You have to be very careful with negativity right now, because it makes sense. Right now, there's a lot of negativity out in the world. There's a lot of hurt. There's a lot of grief. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of loss. You're carrying a lot of burden right now. You got to be careful that you don't hit a breaking point, because you're climbing a mountain right now, and you can easily fall. One misstep, and you can fall down the mountain and be severely injured. You're experiencing a lot of migraines right now, a lot of headaches. You're under a tremendous amount of stress. So you're having a hard time sleeping. You might be going through menopause right now. You're feeling overwhelmed. You could be the gossip of the subject of gossip. When aren't you not, Leo? People are watching you during this experience, and they are hating on you, because they're like, yo, how is this person creating all the things they're doing? How are they holding on to this positivity when the world seems to be crumbling? Because Leo, you know better. You know that giving into fear and anxiety and the terror of this moment, the stress of this moment, the chaos of this moment is not going to bring you anything fruitful. It's not going to build anything positive, Leo. And so right now, you are also being called to up your spiritual practice. Perception is everything. What are you thinking? What are you giving your energy over to? This card represents stress, so how are you relieving stress? Are you taking time for yourself? Are you going for a walk? Are you disconnecting from social media? There are a lot of things. You're being called to find your happiness, and that's internal. You're being called to do a lot of internal spiritual work right now, a lot of love work, right now, a lot of self-love work, a lot of community work, ancestral work. You're being called to do a lot of connecting, If you don't have an altar, Leo, this is a wonderful time to create an altar. And an altar does not have to be based on a religious dogma. It can be as simple as having a candle, a glass of water, and an image of a loved one who has transitioned, a grandparent, a parent, someone you admire. It could be a celebrity. Like, I have stuff that represents Frida Kahlo, and she's not an ancestor of mine, but she is, someone that I know creatively I can call on. Right now is a wonderful time for you, Leo, to really spend some time creating an altar for yourself that you could just stand in front of, just to ask for what you need. Every little bit helps right now. Just to stand, like this morning, I stand in front of my Egun, and I thank my brother every single day for just blessing me, for protecting my mom. And so, and I listen, because he'll come to me and he'll say, do this, practice this, write this. I'm very aware of where my inspiration comes from. It is my dad all the time. It is not me. I am a vessel, right? And so, Leo, be that vessel. Be that vessel. Connect to what came up. That third eye chakra. You could benefit from that too. Listen to your intuition, and shift how you sleep, Leo. Like, maybe you're listening to music and not going to sleep with the TV on with that noise. You're finding something else. Like, I just started this week reading. I never read at night. That's not a thing I ever did. Now I'm reading, The Alchemist. I'm reading it online on my YouTube as a bedtime story, but I'm also listening to an Audible. I've never done, because I'm always watching. I'm always on. My mind is always moving. And so quiet your mind, Leo. Find ways to quiet your mind. I'm sending you so much love. Virgo. Virgo. I can't. Virgo. Virgo. Transition and the Ace of Cups. Transition and the Ace of Cups. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. If there is ever a moment to really believe this, Virgo, it's right now. This entire experience is about transition. This entire experience, it's about perspective and transition. I hate using the word, well, not hate is a strong word. I don't like using the word transition. No, death. Like, I don't like saying my brother died of cancer. I say my brother transitioned, right? Because it feels better. Death feels so strong, right? It just feels so like matter of fact, like the end. But transition allows me to believe and know that his energy is just moving in the universe still, that he's still here, that he's still with me. And so transition, Virgo, is this knowing that everything is still here, everything is still moving. We are in a time of transition, of forward movement, of constant movement, of allowing things. It's like the transition is this constantly moving with this cycle of life, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth, constantly evolving, growing, expanding, changing, surrendering, because you understand, Virgo, that shit can't stay the same. Shit just can't stay the same. So within this transition, you're being called to let it go. A lot of surrender, a lot of letting go, a lot of rituals surrendering. Like right now, I'm working with a lot of people, with like 30 people. No, it's 40 plus people, 40 plus people who have joined me for this dark room shadow work experience, because we are in a time of transition. If there was ever a time to be done with some things and grow into some new things, it's right now, Virgo. You are in a moment of transition, because the moment they continue to let go of things, you know you're making room for the things that you want, Virgo. Hacemos do pue, period. Because the Ace of Cups is all about willpower, abundance, marriage, your home, fluidity, prosperity, happiness, conception, fertility, giving birth, celebration. And so you understand. Right now, you understand that all of this that is happening right now, this transition, this period of transition, is calling you to surrender to the process, because as we move into this Ace of Cups message, it's new beginnings. One of my affirmations is I'm trying to think, because there are a few. My mind moves so fast. Every ending is a new beginning. Every ending is a new beginning. And death gives me something beautiful to look forward to. And I've had to believe that, and I want to believe that, because I am not gone. But I understand that I have to allow some things to die in order to grow. And so this transition is allowing some things to die, because what you're giving birth to right now, Virgo, is beautiful. This is a message of new everything, new love, new life, new opportunity, new money, new everything, right? And so you're creating things like crazy. You're creating things like crazy, and you're allowing the old to, that didn't work. So you're moving on. You're moving on to the next thing. You're moving on to the next thing. And so right now, give yourself a lot of love. Celebrate all of the beautiful changes that are coming to your life, and continue to move with ease and grace, because you have a lot to celebrate. At the end of this, when you can get out into these streets, there's going to be no stopping you. Ain't no stopping us. No stopping. No one does it better. Ache. Our last message is for our Libras. Libra. Family, I hope you're paying attention to all of the messages, because there are messages for every one of you with every single card that have come up today. They're for all of us. They're all for us. This is all connected to our destiny and who we're meant to be after all of this. And sometimes it's hard to see it. It's hard to see it. It's hard to believe it. But it doesn't make it less true. I know you are, doctoras. All my doctoras in here. I know you are. All right. Libra, your message is healing, healing. And the Four of Chalices, the Four of Cups. Look at this beautiful card. This sister card, this community, this sisterhood card, right? That's what we're seeing here. Feeling a little Ibeyi, feeling a little Yemayan Oshun. The healing card. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. I'll read that one more time. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Oof. Libra, you are that sign that's all about balance, right? And so right now, what you understand is that you're in a transition of healing yourself, understanding that your healing is directly connected to your sister's healing, to your brother's healing, to your community healing, to your ancestral healing, to the past, to the present, to the future healing, right? And so you making choices and really deciding to change how you see health and wellness and your body and your mental health, your spiritual health, your financial wealth, all of that. You're making very conscious decisions about your healing, very intentional decisions about your healing, and everything is flowing. Because of that, you're making one step toward healing and it's opening up other paths. You're reading one thing and it's connected to all things. And this healing is going to help so many people, Libra. What you're doing right now, and I know that we shouldn't be moving in the world saying, I'm here to save you and I'm here to help you. We're not out here doing that. What we are doing is saying, I'm going to work on me. And by me working on me, I pray that inspires you to work on you. I'm just going to put this here. If it serves you, great, eat from it. If it doesn't, put it to the side. It's all good. But you're going to keep it pushing anyway, Libra, because you know that your health right now is paramount. Right now, you're listening to everything. You're doing body scans. Like those who are doing work with me, we know that we're checking in with our body. We're listening to where tension and fear lives in our body, where worry lives in our body. Like for me, a lot of my shit lives in my shoulders, my back, in my stomach, right? And so we're doing that work. So Libra, you're doing more of that. Right now, you're doing more of that. Your primary focus is healing all of the areas that no longer serve you. You're doing womb healing. You're doing womb work. WOMB. You're doing womb work. You're doing womb work. And for my men, for my non-gender conforming, you're doing sacral chakra root work. You're doing root work. You're doing kundalini work. You're doing energy work. Because it's time to release shit that's been destructive, that doesn't serve you, that hasn't helped you, right? Because the Four of Cups, the Four of Cups, we want to be mindful that we're not regretting, right? Because this card represents a lot of regret, a lot of boredom, nostalgia, remorse, frustration, feeling like you've missed out on opportunities. You're healing all of that. Like this, what has you depressed, what has you yearning, what has you feeling like, your body isn't working with you, or you're doing something wrong, whatever has you frustrated, whatever has you feeling like it's too late, you're healing all that. You're not holding that anymore. You're pouring it out. You have said no to opportunities that were meant to let you shine. You're shifting that. You might be feeling like that thing that you were passionate about no longer excites you. You're reconnecting with that. You're reminding yourself of why you chose that, why it chose you, because that's fear. That's fear. You're standing in your light. You're healing all of those things that had baby in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. For those of you who know that reference, nobody puts baby in the corner. You are surrendering regret. You are healing all of your pain. And you are having some self-compassion right now. That's what we're calling on. That's what we're working with. You are more than enough. You have always been more than enough. You have always been worthy. You have always been meant to inherit all of this. And so keep moving. Keep moving. Keep doing the work. Keep moving toward wholeness, toward completion, toward ascension. It's my word, yo. Ascension. To magic and manifestation, Dr. Bell. To magic and manifestation, yo. Family, that is your reading. That is your May reading. That is your flower moon reading. That is your love reading. That is your everything reading. May you know that you are abundant. May you know that you are healing. May you know that you are magic. May you know that you are works in progress. May you know that you are prosperous. May you know that you can connect to your intuition. May you connect to your divine feminine. May you be perceptive. May you do that alchemy work. May you focus on that romantic love, that self-love. May you know that you are dynamic. Have an amazing day, family. Happy Mother's Day to my peoples. And I will see you around the way. Getting in the way of what I'm feeling. You get it. Yo, for those of you who saw Badu and Jill Scott yesterday, that was all love, y'all. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Have an amazing, amazing day, fam. Sending crazy, crazy love. Peace. Bye, family. Love y'all. Sissy Hunter girl, I know you don't mind, but you have to understand he's my man now.